Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of C.C.L.R's Non-Pro Tips. My name is Gregory Waters and I'm going to talk to you about some of those common lures that I use out on the river. My favorite lure and all around go-to lure is the rattle trap. The rattle trap is one of my best lures and it can catch many species. For instance, it catches a lot of rockfish out on the flats, a lot of largemouth bass out on grass, and pretty much whatever you want to fish for it with. Depending on the size you use, you can catch many different fish like white perch, bluegill, crappie. They come in different sizes. This right here is about the most technical size you can get for fishing out on flats. Big rockfish hit them. As you can see, this one's beat up pretty good from over the years of use. And usually we cut the bottom hooks at the dam so they don't get snagged on the bottom. My uncle gave this to me when he bought a few of them, but they're really good to use everywhere. They have a rattle in them which helps shake around when you're reeling it in, and it causes the fish to attract attention to it. And all you gotta do really is you cast it out there and then you just reel it. And when you're reeling it, it makes that sound. Or there's different techniques to use it as well. You can cast it out there, let it sit, hit the bottom, reel it, cast it out there, let it sit, reel it, hit the bottom, let it sit, reel it, hit the bottom. Any which way you feel like using it, it will usually attract a fish to bite it. Now the next lure I really like using is a popper. This popper is really nice to use anywhere on a pond, in grass beds, underneath some trees, around some barges. This right here will really catch some largemouth bass for you. It has a rattle in it as well. You can barely hear it. But it also has these feathers that attract fish when it sits there. When you use this lure, you want to tie it and you want to cast it out there and you want to let it sit for about, 10-15 seconds until the swirls go away. Sometimes the fish will attack it just because of this once it's sitting there. And it's got this open mouth on the end of it, which will cause a big splash. This is a floating lure. And every time you jerk it, it'll splash. So every time you give it a jerk, you want to jerk it about once or twice, sometimes 3 at the most. Let it sit. Do it again in a sequence, 2 times, then 3 times again, and you just let it sit until you get near your rod. Then you can reel it in. But this is a really good lure to use for ponds or anywhere near the surface of the shorelines, and guaranteed to bust largemouth with these smallies as well. I've had some decent sized bluegill hit on it also. But you'll catch a lot of fish with this also. It's a great lure to use anywhere you go. And this is the popper, one of my favorites. Also we have the Birkenback. The Birkenback is a very good lure for all the above as well around here. Rockfish really like the color lines of it, the way it swims in the water. And all you gotta do is just reel it in. And what it does is this tail swims with it while you're reeling it in. When you're reeling it in, after you cast it out, you can make it act like a dead shad too. You can just reel it in a little bit, let it sit, and it'll float up. Then you can reel it in again, let it sit, and it'll float up. All the different techniques you use will attract fish. It's got some nice scar marks on it from some rockfish that I've caught out in the flats over the years. Again, one of my favorite lures to use. You can get them in the black and silver, blue and silver. They come in all different many colors as every lure I'm getting ready to show you. But this lure gets the job done everywhere you fish. Up next we have is a swim bait. The swim bait's really neat to use because this attracts many fish also. You can catch largemouth, rockfish, white perch, bluegill. Not really many fish you can't catch with these lures. They come in different sizes and different colors as well. And pretty much all these lures you use around here will catch any fish you try to go after. This is what I caught my first rockfish on about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. This exact color right here out on the flats, and I was hooked ever since. Again, they come in a chartreuse color. They also come in a sexy shad color. The chartreuse color and the sexy shad color is what we used Sunday fishing, and as you can tell from the video we posted, it was a really great day of fishing on them colors, and the fish really couldn't leave them alone. But here it is, the sexy shad, or the regular shad with a paddle tail, and all you do is you cast it out there and you reel it in. When you're reeling it in, the tail just makes a wave, and the fish think it's, you know, bait fish. So this right here is another good lure to use. It's called a swim bait sassy shad. Now, the lure I'm about to show you is one I've never caught anything with yet, and I'm still trying. And this lure right here is called the Whopper Plopper. This lure became famous this year, maybe last year. And what it does is it has a tail in the back. As you cast it out and you retrieve it, this tail just spins. A lot of people have the best luck on these in ponds that I've noticed on our page. I've never seen anybody catch them on the river yet with them, but I could be wrong. But this tail, as you're reeling it, will spin in the water. And this is also a surface lure. It don't go under. And as you're reeling it in, you just reel it and the tail keeps spinning. And usually the fish will attack the front of it first, and they want to get this hook right here. Maybe one of these days I'll catch one on the Whopper Plopper, but I have not yet. But they come in different colors as well: white, black, bone color. I've seen brown. I've seen them look like crappies. I've seen them look like yellow perch. It depends on what you're fishing after, but I've definitely seen them catch largemouth, and I've seen them catch a few rockfish. But all these lures I've used over the years, except for this one, and I have yet to catch one on this lure. But that's the main lures I use, and I wanted to share that with you. Thank you all for everything. This episode is brought by Zellman's Funeral Home, PA, and I hope you all have a great evening. Bye.